So the day Cameron was killed, it was different to a lot of other jobs we'd been on. Towards the end of the trip, obviously, we're all going home soon. One of our tasks was to push up to this river here and to clear down, clearing any possible enemy locations.
The compounds ran all the way along the river. This day, we're up really, really early in the morning. You move out towards the choppers, and then the choppers left about an hour before dawn.
We were given intelligence that the Taliban had reclaimed a valley to the northwest of Uruzgan.
The local police checkpoints in the area had been overrun by Taliban, resulting in multiple police being murdered. The job was to remove that threat group from that valley. We knew we'd be in a gunfight.
The choppers landed in the Cod Valley at about dawn on the 22nd of June.
As usual, Cam was first off the back of the helicopter, just running. Everyone else struggling to keep up with him. Couldn't hold him back.
As soon as we got off the helicopters, we were engaged by enemy. According to the plan we had, Cam was to isolate the area closest to the river and the greenbelt, and my team was to clear out the compounds.
Stay there. Sammy, push left, push left. Sammy, push left.
There was enemy everywhere. There was gunfire going on, rounds, flying around everywhere.
No. There's movement from right to left.
Our team continued through the fields, and Benny's team started moving into the built-up area. We heard gunfire from that direction, and it came across the radio as well that Benny's team was coming under fire.
And we weren't going to let them fight that battle alone, and Cam decided that we needed to go assist them.
Moving through, we were engaged at close range by numerous enemy, and I sustained a gunshot wound to the leg. I shattered my femur and received another one in the chest plate, which stopped that round penetrating my body. So I was classed as a category A injury, so life or limb is in danger if you don't get medical treatment within the hour.
As Cameron's team was rushing to support Ben, his team was ambushed from multiple locations. Heavy fighting ensued.
Towards the left? Yeah.
We ended up closing in on a compound. We manoeuvred around, and we had this enemy enclosed in.
They had almost the perfect setup. They had a well-defended, well-barricaded room. It was a very heavily fortified, heavily armed position with only one entrance.
Cameron had three options available to him that day. He could have called in an airstrike, but there were too many women and children in the area. He could have chosen to bypass the enemy position, but had he turned his back on enemy who wanted to kill him, they most likely would have. Or the third option was to engage in close combat and neutralise those enemy before moving on to support the casualty. That was the only option available to him on the day.
We needed to get to the enemy, and the only avenue of approach was through the area that they were defending. And on approach, we were met with heavy machine gun and heavy AK fire every single time, and it was well aimed. There was, at no point was there a break. There was no, the bits of building were falling off around us.
We threw a number of fragmentation grenades in the room, and we'd wait a while for the dust to settle down, and then we could go in and clear it. However, just as the dust began to settle, more enemy machine gun fire would come out of this room. We couldn't really believe that there was still enemy fire coming out after the fire and the grenades that we'd put in there.
Cam, he would have absolutely known how dire the situation was. We had Cam's team engaged in fierce fighting with a large number of enemy, only metres apart from each other, exchanging machine gun fire and grenades. That team was also running low on ammunition, having been fighting all morning. Further, we had enemy reinforcements coming from the north. Cam intuitively knew that decisive action was required. As the team commander, as a leader on the ground, he would decide to expose himself to that and to deal with that threat before asking his soldiers to do it. He knew exactly what he was doing.
I saw Cam charging the door. Just charged it, weapon up in his shoulder. I knew Cam was on his own, and I followed up behind Cameron. We made maybe about close to a metre to the doorway, and once more the machine gun started firing at us from all positions, and we were forced to tactically withdraw to cover. At that point, we knew we were in a bit of trouble. We didn't know how many enemy were in that compound. For a second time, bravely, Cam just charged the door again, weapon up, firing into the room. Cam had a stoppage on his M4, and I covered his move back. At this point, being low on ammunition, something drastically had to happen.
The third time, he made it across the doorway. And from there, that was our point, that was our foothold into moving into the enemy stronghold. From there, he effectively neutralised one of the enemy within the stronghold, but in doing so, in getting that foothold for us, he gave up his life.